All right, to start an Unreal Engine project, when you hit the launch button for a fresh Unreal project, you'll typically see something like this. It'll have your recent projects tab, and if you have any recent projects that you've worked on, they will be right up here. But we're going to start with a template. It's the easiest way to not have to go through extra menus to actually start an Unreal project. So because I'm assuming you're here for content creation, film, maybe some virtual production, etc., we're going to use the film, video, and live events to start, but I'll just show you the game templates. For game templates, there's a bunch of different templates for first-person shooters, third-person shooters, virtual reality vehicles, etc. You could see architecture things if that's your jam, but we're going to stick with film, video, and live events. Now, the one I use the most is actually the blank template. And the difference between any of these presets is that it just has different plugins enabled to start an Unreal project. Now, you can choose any of the templates, and let's say halfway through, you do want to use the motion design tools. You can just go ahead and enable those plugins, but sometimes you may not want them enabled right away. So I actually start with the blank or the motion design template for content creation and filmmaking in general. For the start of this tutorial, we'll just use the blank tutorial or the blank template right here, and then I'm just going to save this on my desktop for now. I do recommend when you do get started to be a little bit more organized. Put this in a folder that's actually corresponding to the project, such as your name of your Unreal project, so you can my first level or something, but we're just going to stick it on the desktop for now. And then for this project name, you can name it anything you want. So I'll just call this Chapter 0 Introduction. Now you can see here that there's a couple things that you do need to be aware of. The length of your project name is limited to 20 characters, so we can just get rid of the last couple of characters, so it's just Chapter 0 Intro, and then we have some project defaults that are not enabled, so we're just going to not deal with that really, and then we can go ahead and hit create. Now before I do hit create, I do want to warn you of some things and just help you be aware of some potential little hiccups that you might observe. If you do put your project and you save it in a folder that's in a really deep folder hierarchy, such as like, let's say, for example, I go to my big server here and I save this under this folder, I save this under this food folder that I have, and I save it under this pre-renders folder, and I put it under this folder. The longer this project string, you may have some issues. And the reason why I share this, even though this is an introductory course for beginners, is that if you do try and put yourself in a production environment where there is a long folder structure, there is a limit of the number of characters you can have for a file save path. So I know that's a little bit more advanced, but I just wanted to let you know now that there's a limit of, I believe it's 255 characters for an Unreal Engine project save file. So advanced stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and hit create and open up Unreal Engine 5.6. Now, you should see something like this, and when you load up Unreal Engine for the very first time, it may take a little while, especially if you've never used Unreal before. It will do something called compile shaders, and compiling shaders is basically like preloading all of the materials so Unreal can run in real time. Now, if you don't do that, obviously Unreal is not going to work, so you kind of just have to be patient. So if this is your first time opening up Unreal, it may take a little bit, so just be patient, and when you come back, it will ideally look something like this. Now, this may not be exactly what you're looking at to start, but we'll talk about that in the next video.